You've said at least one of those in the last 2 weeks, probably to someone you sit next to 5 days a week. Someone who knows your coffee order and has absolutely no idea what's actually going on with you. And the strange part is, none of those lines are exactly lies. Fine isn't a lie, it's a performance. A small, automatic one, rehearsed so many times, it doesn't even feel like a choice anymore. You clock in, and somewhere between the elevator and your desk, you put it on like a jacket. We call these people our work family. We call someone our work spouse. We use the language of closeness, for intimacy, for relationships that are by design built to stop exactly at the surface. We build the most sophisticated, intimacy-avoidant relationship structure in human history. And we did it on purpose. It's called the modern workspace. That's not one bad team or one dishonest person. That's Tuesday. That's every open plan office, every gallery view on a Zoom call, every team that describes itself as like a family in the onboarding deck. This is what I mean by architecture of work. Not the org chart, not the policies, the actual load-bearing relationships that hold a workplace up. Built mostly by accident out of whatever defenses and habits people happen to walk in the door with. Most teams have warmth, birthday cakes, inside jokes, real affection even. What most teams don't have is depth. And you usually can't tell the difference between the two until someone's "I am fine" turns out to have been covering something real. And by the time you find out, they've already quietly checked out or handed in their notice. The number that keeps coming back to me is this. Most of us will spend something in the neighborhood of 90,000 hours of our lives at work. That's more than the waking hours we'll spend with our own family, more than we'll ever spend with our partners. We read books on how to fight fear with a partner. We go to therapy to understand our attachment styles. And then we walk into a building for 8, 9, 10 hours a day next to people we'll know for years, and we call it just work. We tell ourselves it isn't supposed to be personal, but it is personal. It was always personal. We just built a culture that rewards people for pretending otherwise. A team either has real safety, enough for someone to say, "I'm struggling," and mean it, or it has the performance of safety, the value on the slide deck, the poster in the break room. Everyone standing in the room already knows which one it is, whether or not they say so out loud. Nobody hands you a manual for how to be a good colleague, the way people at least attempt to hand you one for how to be a good partner. So we improvise. We say, "Fine." We say, "No worries." And an entire building full of people ends up fluent in small talk and out of practice at anything real. So this is what I have decided to do about it. I could keep doing what I just did for the last few minutes, describing this pattern from the outside in my own voice, and some of that will still happen here, but the true version of this doesn't live with me. It lives with the people who actually went through it. So starting now, this pillar is opening its doors. Sit down with real professionals, people in corporate roles, people building businesses, people who climbed, stalled, broke, and rebuilt, and ask them questions that don't make it into a polished LinkedIn post. Not what's your success story, what actually went wrong, what almost made them quit or almost made them disappear behind their own "I'm fine." what it actually took, the real version, not the polished one, to get through it, and how that exact struggle became the thing that built the career or the business they have now. Because I believe nobody builds anything real without going through something that could have broken them. We just don't talk about that part. I want this show to be the place that does. If any of those lines at the top of this episode landed a little too close, if you have said fine this week and meant something entirely different, that's exactly who these conversations are for. So this is what I want to leave with you. Somewhere in your building today, someone said, I'm fine, and didn't mean it. Statistically, it might have been you. My question for you, and I mean it, don't just scroll past it. Think of one person you work with, someone whose coffee order you know, someone whose stress you can hear in their voice before they say a word. Do they know what you're actually afraid of? Do you know theirs? Comment below, what's the line you say at work instead of the truth? Fine, no worries, living the dream. I want to hear the one that's actually yours. And if you've got a story like the one I'm about to bring you, a real work problem, a real setback, and a real career or business you built on the other side of it, send it my way. I'm looking for these conversations, and I genuinely like yours to be one of them. Because the greatest irony of the modern workplace might be we've never spent more hours next to people, other people, and never felt more alone while doing it. Let's build it differently, on purpose this time, and let's start hearing from people actually doing it.